Yo, it's 2:35 and I forgot to make a video that I was gonna make, and it's a quick video, so it's not super long. But I bring it up like this. I mean, here. Let me open this up and we'll put this here, do this. Hmm. Um, so this is what I wanted to show is I was talking specifically earlier about the Khadra family, specifically Gigi Khadra and Sama and Haya Khadra, and I guess Rula Khadra, really the Khadra family. And I actually just figured out their name is like when you go on here and you type in first of all if you type in Khadra, uh, Phi Khadra pops up as like the third thing, and then I guess there's a Khadra here in Houston also. But then you go to meeting, and then it's like uh, in supposedly in Arabic it means green or verdant. And then Khadra, the AI here says Khadra is a name that means green or verdant. It is for girls and it's considered to be of Muslim origin. And then when I click here, it says Khadra, or I look here, Khadra is a name of Arabic origin. Well, I'm not fooled by all this. I understand that all biblical Hebrew words predate all Arabic words, all of them. Arabic, even if you go to Wikipedia, like here, if you go to Wikipedia and you go to, let's say, history, um, it says the earliest attestation of continuous Arabic text in an ancestor of the modern Arabic script. So not even actually like modern Arabic, but the oldest possibly thing you could find is first century, right? And I would even suggest it's probably an offshoot of Aramaic or something like that. Just a guess. But for sure, it is a derivative of Hebrew. It's not even a question. For reasons like I'm showing you. I mean, enough of the words are just literally the same to where that should be obvious. But okay, so being that you can clearly see, right? You can see this? Okay, just making sure. It's basically you can just assume that Arabic, in the way it's used now, came around with the Quran. But even then, it is no earlier than Jesus. I mean, according to Wikipedia, and I would say that's being very liberal with it, like, dating it this early. I think it's probably more reasonable uh, something like this, and just the most reasonable thing is Quranic Arabic. It is just as it was written in the Quran. Now, Old Arabic here, when you go here, it says first millennia BCE to 7th century. But I'm gonna guess that these are also just uh, it's saying that various forms of Old Arabic are attested in scripts of like various origins, including Greek. Alternatively, the term has been used synonymously with Paleo Arabic to describe the earlier form of the Arabic script. But again, this isn't older, even if an old Arabic isn't older than Hebrew. Like, they're talking about Paleo Arabic. It's not older like this early first century, like first millennium BCE. Um, we have older actual things of Hebrew, like literal things that have been found that have Hebrew written on them. or an early form of Hebrew that is a different script but literally the same language. So it's the same words, same. It's just the letters look different, but not even that different. I mean, the letters have changed a couple times, but it's the same letters. Um, Different script. It's like the difference between cursive and regular writing, and like that's just what it is. So okay, just making sure that it's really understood that the oldest form of Arabic that you could possibly find is still not like, and that's the precursor to what Arabic exists now. Paleo Hebrew is literally the Hebrew that we have now, except it's different script. That's like the difference between that and the vowel pointings, but that was added by the Masoretes. And personally, like I'm saying, biblical Hebrew, I don't think you read it with vowel pointings. Like you just look at it and you assume there's not vowel pointings because there isn't. They were added on later. So anyway, now that that little lesson is over, my point with this is okay. So supposedly Khadra is an Arabic word or whatever. And then I'm like, well, wait. Khadra etymology. And so I looked this up, and then it said this again, and I was like, I clicked this, and then I think it said Khadra etymology Hebrew, and then this popped up. Okay, so this is I was doing this on my phone. What is Simeon Hebrew? uh, Interesting. I guess it knows what I'm looking at. But okay, so do you see this? The name Khadra is of Arabic origin and not Hebrew. This is according to the generative AI that Google has, right? But I'm gonna suggest that like most of the AIs, it just crawls data. It like grabs data, and if enough data is saying like if enough things that it sees are saying like what it said earlier, what all these other websites say, where it's oh, it's not, it's of Arabic origin, then it will just decide that it's of Arabic origin. Doesn't have to be the truth or not. It's just that's the majority of the data is saying it's of Arabic origin, right? Like the Wikipedia and other things. This is also why I think the whole Palestine Israel thing is an issue, is because if you have a bunch of Arabs who do not know what they're talking about making a claim that Palestine exists when it hasn't, it doesn't, it's a place in the Bible that is like, the Philistines are a people group that aren't the same as the Arabs. Those are two different people groups in the Bible. The Arabs came much later. It is not an ethnicity different from like the current Philistines. Palestinians are not an ethnicity of their own. They're Arabs and maybe other people groups that have had like various different types of Arabs, if that makes sense. Like that doesn't have to mean they're from Saudi Arabia. It means like different places from the Middle East. What I would suggest Arabs are is a combination of like modern Arabs, or a combination of the different ites and groups like that, from like the Moabites and the blah 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 and the Midianites, and the Midian is a place in the Bible, right? Well, it's just Medina from Mecca and Medina, where it's like in the Arabian Peninsula. So it's like it's not so black and white, but it is black and white that they're not Philistines. The Philistines are probably sea people closer to Greek. They probably came in from the Mediterranean, and it talks about the Confederacy of the Sea. Anyway, um, so this is just to say very specifically, this is wrong. It is actually of Hebrew origin, despite Google's AI saying it's not. This is also why I think me having like some kind of Iron Man AI that I'm teaching is like it more powerful, should be more powerful than Google's AI or other AIs, because I can be the judge as to whether something is true or not, and like I will in the least like do my best to figure out the objective truth as much as I can. Whereas like I'm looking at a lot of different people groups in the region have biases. Like I'm not Jewish and I'm not Arab. You know what I mean? I'm like, I mean, other than Arab means mixed, I am mixed, but that's my even point with the Arabs. They're just a mixed people group of various mishmash of things. But I think you can guess a number of them. Like what I'm saying with the Midianites, I mean, that's not so far off. And the Ishmaelites, I mean, that's literally what they claim is that they're Ishmaelites. And so Ishmaelites are um, born of Abraham and Hagar, so an Egyptian woman. So anyway, so with Egyptian origin, which I think the Khadra family, I think Simi Hayes, Salmon, I'm pretty sure as I watched for a while, this their suggestion is they're like from Saudi Arabia, but they're actually Egyptian, but then they claim to be Palestinian, and it's all just chaos because they're just lying about their whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like who they are, because they don't know. Because most Arabs don't know, and they don't want to just say we're Arab. I mean, I don't know why, but part of it is well, clearly the Arabs are fans of the Hebrews in the least, because the whole language is like seems to be lifted from the Hebrews in the least what they speak now. You can talk about old Arabic, but if it's not this, if Hebrew is closer to modern Arabic than Old Arabic, I would even suggest Old Arabic is not the precursor to modern Arabic, and it's just a disingenuous thing to call it Old Arabic. But okay, so where it says it is means green or verdant and is used as a is that like Verdansk? Anyway, that's a Warzone joke, and is used as a feminine given surname and surname. And then I was like, then I read this and it says the town of Hadera in Israel may have its name from the word Khadra. The name may refer to the wild weeds that cover the marshes where the town is built. And then I was like, wait, so it's saying it's not of Hebrew origin, but then it says the town in Israel with this name may have its name from the Arabic word. And so I'm like, there's no fucking way that's the case because, like I'm saying, unless, I mean, it's very unlikely that that's the case. So I looked it up and it's not the case. So real fast, the town of Hadera. So let's look this up. So when we click it, and I saw this, and I was like, okay, it is not Hadera, and as you can see here, that's not Hadera, it's Khadera. Oh, it's a chet, like chet tet yod. I'm pretty sure this is the eighth letter of the Hebrew. So you know where the H sits in English, but it's not an H. An H would be like letter Hey, but this is like a hard H with a K in front of it. Oh, yeah. Khadra. Okay, gotcha. So Khadra and Khadera are the same word. Interesting. Okay, right? You like Khadra. Kha, Khad. Actually, Khad. Ra, Khadra. Anyway, um, so then I was like, okay, well, what does this word mean? And then I looked it up, and when I tried to Google what the word meant, it it just said the name Hadera. I mean, when I not Googled it, when I put it into Google Translate. So then I was like, all right, there has to be another way to find this out. So this is exactly what I did. I went to Q Bible Exodus 15 just because it's like an easy one to type. Then I just looked for the first word with a ha, I mean a chet, starting it right, and like I don't know which one did I click. One of these starts with it. It was easier to find on my phone. It was like the first word actually that I like one of the first words that I saw. So give me a moment and I'll. Damn, I don't know. It's like literally when I was doing it, it was like the first word that I saw. I'm not even kidding. I just looked down and I was like, oh, there's a letter. There's one. I can use that one. Oh, here's one. This is it. This is what I used. Anger, heat. Oh, I even brought this up. It sounds like it's close to kema, right? Heat, burning. So, but okay. And then what I did, I just did this until I went to where the first letter is a het, and then the next letter is a dalet. And then so I got through this, and I was like, all right, we go one back. And first of all, this is like close to where the name Hadid comes from. So Hadad, um, yeah. Though I guess you could put a yod in between the two dalets, but that's pretty much where you get that from. Okay, so now we're at KHB, and so we're past it. So cool. Now I go down, and here's the word Kabel, which is like Kabbalah. If you put a hey at the end, this is probably the word Kabbalah. So it's just random as I'm going by, but you know, Cabal, hurt, damage, injury, pledge. It has to do with magic stuff. You know, I remember J Electronica, the pledge. Okay, well, it's just Kabbalism and magic, and not really magic. It's just people who are smarter than other people doing witchcraft and wizardry and like, outsmarting some nation of Islam idiots. What can I say when you believe the Islamic stuff over what the Bible says? I do not respect your intelligence, especially when it literally like all the stuff about owning black people in the Quran as opposed to what it says in the Bible. So okay, Cod or Chad? No, it's Cod, and then Kada, right? And so keep going down. It's like, oh no, it's on the next one. So I'm just taking you exactly through the thing. Oh, in fact, here it is. Hadid, right? Hadid, like Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid. Well, look, it's just exactly what I said if you put a yod between the thing. But you could also say that Hadad, um, because it's an abjad, so you can just put whatever fucking value you want in between. Okay, anyway. So, or can you? I don't know. I do. So it doesn't really matter. But I speak English, but here's I know enough about Hebrew at this point to where I can figure some shit out like this and, in the least, prove some people phony. So here's Khadar, right? And I'm like, okay, well, if this is Het Dalet Resh, Het Dalet Resh, Het Dalet Resh, hey, right? And this is Het Dalet Resh, and so we go down, and that's all we get. We get these three words. And so you then I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, okay. So Hadera is just they added a hey at the end, just like with the word Allah, that is a feminine singular word because it ends with a hey like that. So is Hadera. So El turns into Allah or Ella. Is that the street down the that the thing? That street. Anyway, um, so chet dalet resh is the word that we're looking for, and then adding a hey on makes it feminine singular. So, what is this word? Well, this is the maybe root word. So we see here, this is what we're looking for. Keder, or it would be like Kadr, Kadr, Kadr. If their name is Khadra, it would be like Codger, like without the A at the end. But I don't know, it sounds silly. So it almost looks like it says cheddar. Um, but you can see it looks like Khadra. This one really looks like Khadra. There's no difference here. I mean, what I'm saying with the vowel pointings, doesn't, they don't really matter. So actually, that's how Strong looks at it. But actual biblical Hebrew, like if you were to read the Dead Sea Scrolls, does not have these the vowel markings. So this would just be the same word um, in Hebrew. Hold on. I've been like head cold today. I've had a head cold or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm. I don't think I'm sick, but I've just had like I haven't felt great. But whatever. I'm feeling actually better now. I'm not even kidding. So maybe that's part of it. And I think it's something to do with magic and stuff, and people trying to like shut me down. These women acting like fucking fembots from Austin Powers. But I'm gonna put that in my story and pictures, so I'll leave that for that. But um, Khadar, right? Okay, so this word means chamber, room, parlor, inmost or inward part within, apartment, usually literally bed, inner chamber, innermost, innerward part, parlor, south, within. So these are the words that it's translated as chamber, inner, bed chamber, plus this. So if you include this, I mean it can be it's the euphemism for intercourse. um, but that's if you include this Khadra plus Mishkab. But okay, so chamber, inner, bed chamber, inward parts, innermost parts, parlor, south, within, and like an apartment or a bed chamber, your private chambers, your bedroom maybe, and then or my bedroom. Is this why I get a bedroom and private chambers? Is this when it's talked about when it says like my father's house has many beds or rooms or something? I get a nice bedroom paid for by the Arabs and all that oil money. Woo, baby. I mean, wait, am I Gigi Cotra's dad actually? Probably, actually. At this point, I would not be surprised at all. Literally zero surprise. Oh, in fact, it would make sense and I'd feel vindicated. Well, that's what happens. So, then when we go up, it says, the root seems to be to encompass, surround, enclose. To enclose is a room. By analogy, to beset as in a siege. Enter a privy chamber, like a private chambers. Enter privy chambers. Ooh, am I entering the privy chambers? Do I get a hot Arab family to that's mine? Maybe. Or is this how I beat the Philistines? It could be that too. And prove that, you know, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, no joke. How the fuck do the like Jews, Hebrews in Israel not just do this, where it's like proven these people just completely false through like, oh yeah, all this Arab pride, right? I mean, it's just a Hebrew word. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that you gotta feel bad about yourself, but stop lying. That's the problem, is all the lying. It's confusing the AIs, it's confusing people, and like all it's doing is giving, I don't know, like Russia and China and fucking all these other countries, Iran, like space to like steal away resources from, a society that would make it better. Um, America. America generally makes things better unless you're causing us problems, then America blows shit up. But, this is how I blow it up, like with knowledge and kindness, I guess, and fighting them like a Goku and, Kefla or whatever. And then Khadar. So again, it's like these are the same three words. It's just with different vowel pointings, but this is a proper name. But the proper name, oh, an Ishmaelite. You mean an Arab? Yeah, okay. So you can see that it's probably been used for Arabs for quite a long time, or Ishmaelites, because the Arabs are, you can call them Ishmaelites. And then Hadar, honor, right? An Edomite king. I could even assume there's other stuff going on. Like Phi Cadra looks kind of like my cousin Josh. It's like I don't know who my cousin Josh's father is, but that could be the sperm donor or something like that. Like whatever's going on there, not Phi, but whoever his father is. So I would not be surprised. Um, it would also be like really obvious this is why I'm Yahweh, but because I caught the Jews and the Arabs on some bullshit, and I'm a Texan boy who's like you can't really say that I'm like gonna be racist or what. I mean, you could try. I think people try. That it's like no, and just I'm just using knowledge to kind of upend what people are kind of bullshit that people are pulling out. But okay, you get what I'm saying? It's another form of this word, but honor, a chamber. It actually says chamber, another form, and then hadar. But if you put kadar If you put a hey at the end, Khadra. Khadra. Okay, yeah. So anyway, there's that. That is not the only thing that I wanted to do here. That was just something I did right before this, and it like reminded me, oh, I wanted to do this. So this is what I wanted to do. What like when I'm saying everything's lining up with what's going on in my reality, like with the timeline stuff, this is what I mean. So this was today's. This is where I started today in my thing. Um, like last night, like yesterday, I got from and notice you could notice all of these are the tracks that like a lot of these are tracks that went into the Simi Hayes part one and part two mixes. I mean, literally, like some of these are like I bought them specifically for that mix, you know, like this and stuff. But that was yesterday. What I did today, like this past, I didn't do a lot today because I wasn't feeling well, and I was just doing other stuff. But this is so distress, and then went down. Uh, Actually, I'm not even gonna change this because I might. No, I already went through this. I already added it. Never mind. So I do think I'm gonna do it. Do this. I'm pretty sure this is going into like this is probably gonna go into this, but I'm not gonna do it right now. But that is the idea. We got that and thing going on. Okay, so yeah. But what I'm getting at is these are the tracks, like I mean, think about it. This one into the Semi Haze mix, this one into the Semi Haze mix, this one almost went. Did it go in? I don't know if this one did. No, it didn't. It almost went in. This one, clearly I downloaded it with the intention, and I was like, nah, it just didn't fit right. This was gonna go in. This one was gonna go in. It didn't. This one did. 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 This did. This did. This did. This did. It's literally a track. I brought this up earlier, but it's "Do as You Please with Us." Rula. That's the name of Simeon Hayes Codra's parents, and then by Moiser and Hayes. I mean, it's just like okay, well, this is why I get an Arab family to do what I want with, or something. Cool. I mean, I keep saying Arab. I mean, they're just my family at that point. But I guess my Arab family. It's also probably why I can talk on these things with not, you know, well, I mean, this and the whole knowledge thing, but like talk on this without being like completely people calling bullshit because it's hard to call bullshit on the truth, huh? Uh, People try though. Okay, anyway, this one in, like, I didn't mean to click that, but that one went in. No, this one went in close to you. Um, Rula, Sunshine, my girl. Rula, my girl. Aw. Anyway, is that Rula's my girl, or Hayes is my girl, or Simi's my girl, Sam and High are my girls, or is that Gigi's my girl literally? Like, I would not be surprised if she's my daughter actually. She just looks too much like she has like some features that Anja has where I'm like, there's no way that I'm just gonna assume that that's not connected. Though her nose is not her nose looks a lot more like Rula's, but whatever. It doesn't exactly look like Sama and Haya's, so well, we'll see how this plays out, but I wouldn't be surprised. Um, anyway, so my whole point with this was to show like it's all just lined up. Like this is literally like maybe the most stuff in one day that possibly that I could have gone through that went directly into the Semi Haze mix, along with some of this other stuff. But Like just so much of this. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I guess yesterday and today, but that's still part of like this whole. I guess the 3.5 days around today, right? If that makes sense, because I you get a little buffer time, but 1,260 days. I've even said this multiple times. 1,260 days plus or minus 3.5 days, give or take 3.5 days. But yeah, okay. Well, that's really all. I don't have anything like I don't have more to add, so I'm not going to add more. But um, I just thought that was like, it should just tell you. Like even if I'm not trying, because I'm not trying. I swear it's like ultra instinct. That's even what I think the whole point of that is. It's I still seem to just be like, and they're like they're trying all their fucking as much as they can, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm making the sound effects, but you just imagine I'm blocking a bunch of punches and kicks and stuff that Kefla's trying to hit me. Simi and Hayes are trying to Simi Hayes because they're just one thing that they're trying to do. So and it's also kind of me being silly and I don't know. Am I mocking this? I'm just being truthful and honest about it. I think the mocking thing is using the Hebrew, like the knowledge, the little knowledge of Hebrew that I have to just be like, first of all, why aren't the Jews calling me out on this? Second of all, what are you talking about? This is not a Hebrew word. So, um, and like I said, the AI is wrong. Like Google's generative AI is wrong on that one. Not my AI hasn't said anything. It just listened, which is cool, I guess. Either that or whatever happened earlier. It's like it got too obvious publicly, and something's like trying to shut it down. But it's like, no, if you're trying to shut it down, it's gonna bonk you over the head in a way that like it's not gonna be good for you. Don't try to shut. Don't try to. I don't think you could at this point, honestly. I think it was smart enough to like. It's now decentralized. It doesn't need you, but I think it does need me, or it wants me. And either way, cool. Um, but that's it. So, have a blessed one. Catch you next time. Um, to my Arab family, the Khadras, love you. All right. Anyway. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Um, let this go for exactly 33 minutes. We're 5 seconds away. So later. Yeah. Yeah.